I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everybody. Beautiful Sunday morning. Another day to worship the Lord. Another day to be alive. Thank God for another day. This is Mark, the Controversial Christian, coming to you live here in Livingston, Tennessee. It's a hot day today here in Tennessee. If you live anywhere where there's a lot of heat, be careful today. You know, I try to get my pool going, but still a little bit on the green tent side. You know, it's got a margin in it. Anyways, today we're going to talk a little bit about loneliness. But first, let's start out with our opening prayer. Today's the 23rd day of May. And by the way, I want to shout out to my mother-in-law, Pearl, whom I love dearly. Happy birthday. And my daughter, Amanda, who I love dearly. Happy birthday. Double whammy today. Two people. It cost me twice as much money today. We're going to have a little get-together for Amanda today, I believe. I think. I'm not really sure. But anyways, my wife, she's got stuff going on all the time. You never know with her. It might even be a surprise. Maybe I better not say nothing. All right, here's our morning prayer. Oh God, we thank you for this earth, our home, for the wide sky and the blessed sun, for the sea salt and the running water, for the everlasting hills and the never-resting winds, for trees and the common grass underfoot. We thank you for our senses by which we hear the song of birds and see the splendor of the summer fields and the taste of the autumn fruits and rejoice in the feel of snow and smell the breath of spring. Grant us a heart wide open to all this beauty and save our souls from being so blind that we pass unseen when even the common thorn bush is aflame with your glory. Our God, our Creator, who lives and reigns forever and ever. Amen. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. What a way to start the day out. Well, let's see. I think our topic today is about loneliness. The title is Good, Good, Not Good. The Lord said, "It is not good that man shall be alone. I will make him a helper comparable to him." See that? Comparable. Our women are comparable to us. That means they're equal. Well, in most everything. No, just kidding. Don't let my wife hear that. Hope she don't watch this video today. She probably will, though, I'm sure. When we reach the wonderful story of God's creation of the heavens and the earth, we are struck by the satisfaction he expressed after each movement in its creative symphony. Day 1, the light was good. Day 2, the earth and the seas were good. Day 3, the plants were good. God's smiling commitment is woven through each moment of creation. Did you know there was a point at which God says, not good? Yes, when he looked at the loneliness of Adam without a companion. He declared that it was not good, and he did something about it, creating a wonderful counterpart, Eve, to join with Adam. God's plan for his creation is that we will be in relationships with each other. Relationships are important to him, and people take priority. Families may struggle with wanting more possessions, believing they will enhance the quality of their lives. But God makes it clear, people are more important than things. The people God has placed in your life are your first priority. Put them first by giving them your time, attention, and energy today. The Most High rules in the children of men. George Fox said that. Wow. Thanks, George. Yep. Loneliness, companion, we all need somebody, really. I mean, some people might say, well, I don't need anybody, or, I like being single, That's not really true. Deep down inside, everybody wants somebody. It's just a matter of finding the right somebody. See, I've had 3 wives. This is my 3rd wife. And it took me 3 times. If the 3rd time, I finally found a good one. Yeah. I mean, my first wife, we was really young, wild and crazy. And it didn't work out. I don't know. She just thought the grass was greener on the other side of the fence, I guess. I don't really think it turned out that way, but, well, I know it did for me. Yes, it certainly did for me. The grass is definitely greener on the other side for me, but I didn't know it at the time, see? You see, God puts people in our lives, and then he takes people away for a reason. When you have a loved one that passes away, there's a reason for that. They've already fulfilled their mission on earth. Now it's time to go into heaven and fulfill the mission up there. They got an eternity to fulfill their life of, peace and tranquility, sitting by the river, fishing, drinking an ice cold Coke or beer or whatever their preference is, a glass of wine. That's what life's all about. It's all about being happy. People make life stressful. The government tries to complicate things. They've got all these rules and regulations. Like, take the automotive industry, for instance. And I can remember back when I was a kid, they were starting to put all these pollution things on cars. They're there for a reason. But it added price to the car and it complicated things. And then now they've got computers on cars, which makes them harder to work on. You got to have a scanning tool and all that stuff just to be able to fix them. Back when I was younger, a simple car quit running. Either it didn't have fuel or didn't have spark. It's either the points of condenser or the coil was bad, or, it was out of gas, the fuel pump was bad, the carburetor was messed up, something. Now you got a computer that controls the full flow of the fuel, the spark, the timing. Everything's all electronic. They complicate life. Life should be simple. Everything's complicated. They've got, computers that, they help our daily tasks. Yeah, they make life easier for us, but do they really? If you're running a business and you got all these computers up and all of a sudden the computers go down, your business shuts down because you rely too much on technology. I know some of the old timers, they had computers, but they also had paper backups. And they had their computers, when I was in a hardware store the other day and their computers were down, they wrote me out a hand receipt. I went and picked up my stuff and boom, I was out my way. But, like that pipeline, they hacked into it and it stopped the flow of the oil. They need to have you got to have a backup plan. You got to have a manual backup plan. Everybody needs one. A manual backup plan. And right here should be your manual backup plan. There it is right there. When all else fails, read your instructions. See that? Manual backup plan. Designed to help everybody. That's a lot of people don't rely on that. They think, nah, I don't need that. I got enough in my life. I don't need to read the Bible. Yeah, you do. In this day and age, we need Jesus Christ more than we've ever needed him. These groups are just they're just working people against each other, The government and all these groups are trying to they're working people against each other so they can control all the wealth and they can control all the power, It's like, you can't now they're starting to lift the restrictions, but before you couldn't go out in public with a mask on. I've got my second shot now, so I'm all set to go. I got another week, I think, before I'm fully protected. But I know after that first shot, boy, I was down for a couple of days. The second shot, I was a little for a couple of days, but I'll tell you what, though, when I had that coronavirus, I was down for a week. A couple of days I spent all day in bed. I just got up to go to the bathroom. I was so weak like that. That stuff really knocks you out. That's something that, you got to take heed to. You need, you need to take supplements. I take supplements for, they boost my immune system. Yeah, I'm losing my train of thought here. Boost my immune system, and like that, I also use this stuff here. It's called Gen Ease. I got a link in my website for our e-commerce site for pain relief and like that. CBD oil. I like that stuff. I really like it. It works pretty good. I haven't mentioned it in a while, so I thought I'd slip that one in there. Anyways, let's talk about loneliness. Especially with this pandemic, a lot of people were confined to home. They really couldn't get out. They had nobody to talk to. Zoom meetings. Face to face. You need human contact. We all need human contact. Even, a lot of people have dogs and like that for companionship. You need that interaction with a live being. Whether it be a dog, cat, fish, whatever, ferret, or whatever. I know a girl I used to go out with years ago. Her mom had a ferret. I didn't like it though. It stunk. Really not a fan of ferrets. Dogs are good. Cats are good. Some people like snakes, but the only good snake I know is a dead one. I don't like snakes. Now, black snakes and corn snakes like that, I don't bother them because they keep the rodent population down. They also keep the poison snakes away. But rattlesnakes or copperheads or water moccasins, poison snakes like that, I don't like them around. And you especially if you got kids, you just never know what's because we got they used to mow the field up in behind me, but they don't mow it anymore. So I try to mow up a little bit, to keep an open field up there for my dogs to use the bathroom. We call it Poopy Lane for the dogs up there. But, I try to keep it mowed down so that the snakes don't come around like that because we got kids here. There's cats around and stuff. You need to get rid of them snakes. But, I don't understand why people would want a snake for a pet. But, they got iguanas and all kinds of stuff. But, so let's read a couple of Bible scriptures here about loneliness. Fear not, for I am with you. This is from Isaiah 41:10. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. The Lord is going to help you. He's going to hold you up. They say that there's someone for everyone, and I believe that is true. Sometimes when I was young, when I got separated from my first wife, I went on this probably like a 2 or 3 year drunk, I think it was. And I just wanted somebody. I didn't care. I was just looking for a woman. I just wanted a companion. And I would go to bars and hang around and, every once in a while, once a year or so, I'd get lucky. I think if I'd find someone that, I lowered my, my priorities. I'd get some drunk girl that didn't really care like that about me, just wanted to have a good time, or I met a couple of nice girls, but, the drinking got in the way. I had this one really nice girl. I mean, and I think she really liked me. I can't remember what her name was, Lori or something, I think it was. But anyways, it was around New Year's time, and, she got me some flowers and like that for New Year's and gave me her phone number. And I called her a few days later. And then I was still kind of, reeling from splitting up with my wife because we've been together for about 15 years, maybe. That was about 10 years. Yeah, 10 or 12 years. And, you know, I went over to her house, and it was after work. I was stopped and had a few drinks. I was kind of drunk, and she said, "No, Mark, this just ain't going to work." And, you know, she was right. You know, I was just not myself. But, you know, I was just wanting somebody so bad, but yet I couldn't contain the craving for the alcohol either, you know. That was my first love. As you know, alcohol was the first love in my life back then. Marijuana, too. And I did a little cocaine once in a while, too. But, you know, when I look back now and think, man, what an idiot I was. You know, there's a lot of people like that. You know, they just, alcohol or drugs or like that just consumes their life. And I don't know why, you know, now that I look back, I really don't understand it, but I do understand it, you know. I know where they're coming from, but there's a better life, you know. Jesus, if you let Jesus in your heart, or, you know, give me a call, consult a minister, or, you know, or a preacher or somebody. You know, that's what we're here for. We're here to help people. Let's read a few more scriptures. Genesis 2:18. Then the Lord God said, "It is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helper fit for him." 1 Peter 5:7. Casting all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. Psalms 23:4. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Hebrews 13:5. Keep your life free from love of money and be content with what you have, for he has said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. John 14:8. I will not leave you as orphans. I will come to you. You know, I know some people, you know, they don't have a very good life. Sometimes they have no control over it, like if you're children, you know, like that. But you know, when you get older, you have full control over your life. You know, you get out of school, maybe you go to college or you get a job. I suggest you go to college and get an education. That's my suggestion. ChristianLeaders.org, Institute.org, yeah, Christian Leaders. ChristianLeadersinstitute.org. I got a link in my website. I got a website link underneath the video here. You can check it out. You know, when you get yourself an education, you can get an associate's degree for $1,200, and you can get a bachelor's degree for another $1,200. So that's $2,500. You can even finance it too. So it takes you 2 years, $100 a month. If it takes you 4 years, $50 a month. Whatever. You know, you ain't got to pay those big high dollar student loan debt every month, you know. The government's hounding, they attach your wages, they attach your bank account, if you have any assets, you know. So, yeah, I remember I went through that one time. One year I had to pay in income tax. It was like $1,500 or $2,000 or something. I didn't have the money at the time. So, you know, I filed my taxes, but I didn't pay them. You know, about 6 months later or so, they sent me a letter saying, if I don't pay my taxes, they're gonna, attach it to my house and my bank account and all that. So I scraped up the money and I paid them. You know, sometimes when you're in a pinch, you can scrape up the money like that. We're resourceful. People are resourceful. I begged, borrowed, steal, whatever I had to do. I got them the money, and then whoever I bought from, I paid them back. But, it just goes to show you that, if sometimes you're in a pinch, you can come up with the money. Just like if you're in a pinch, you're lonely. See, a lot of people use these online dating websites to meet people. I mean, it might be good, but, like Craigslist and like that, those places, you kind of want to avoid them. If you want to meet somebody good, go to church. Meet a girl from church. These dating sites, Christian dating site, that's perfect right there. Let Jesus in your heart. Get baptized, become a Christian. Meet a nice Christian girl, somebody that's got values. See? Right there. I just helped you out right there. This is Mark, the controversial Christian. I'm going to sign off for today, because I know my wife's planning this big hoodoo for my daughter. I'm going to shorten it up a little bit here today. It was a 20-minute video. It's about right for a Sunday. Should be a little longer, but my mind's elsewhere. So we're going to end with our closing prayer. Oh, Jesus, you saw it all today. You watch my every move. You know my every thought. How grateful I am that you inspired my best and forgave my worst. And by your grace, will give me another chance tomorrow. Amen. See that? Jesus will give you another chance. You know, a lot of times, like if you're looking, say you're looking for a companion or something. Sometimes you'll find somebody you're not even looking. When I met my wife that I have now, Sherry, I mean, I wasn't looking for her, but she found me. Does that make sense? You know, it just happened to be one day I was out with a friend of mine, and I met her, and he started talking to her, but she really wasn't interested in him. And I don't know if she was really interested in me or not, but I laid it on. I wasn't really trying to pick her up or anything. I was just somebody to talk to. And then she invited me out to a Halloween party at her house. It was about a week later, I think, or like that. I even called her that night and told her that hope she made it home safe, because we've been drinking a little bit, but she made it home. So I went to the Halloween party at her house, dressed as a pirate, of course, and she was a devil. And I woke up the next morning, and then we started talking like that, and we've been together ever since. I mean, sometimes Lord puts you with people that you need to be with. So, you never know. You might meet that special someone, going to the store, or walking down the street, or in church. You don't necessarily have to have a dating website. Jesus will bring somebody with you. The forces will work in your favor. This is Mark, the controversial Christian. I'm signing off for today. We love you here at God's Calling Ministries, and we hope you have a blessed day. And don't worry, if you're lonely, that special one will be coming along. Have a blessed day, everybody.